court systems basically are under a trust application and work in that form. So,
what do you mean a trust application? What do you literally mean? You mean that the courts they have to act honorably and the people have to trust in them, and there's no sense in having a court?
No, trust as in trusteeships and being, it is a commercial route.
Yeah, it is. So, and
so therefore, if you work in that commercial round as a trust capacity, and that's what this guy was doing, I'm saying he's passed away, and that Yahoo group is long.
I followed there was some crazy guy a couple of years ago, and I forgot the actual the company. He says all like the United States District Court rulings or claims or complaints go through some sort of trust company. And I actually researched the trust company, and that was a joke. And all it was saying that when a court clerk collects money at the end of the day, she used to deposit it in this trust fund that was located in Texas. But it was funny. They say they process like 1,500, cases a year, and then when you go on the website, like the United States government, they have like 1.7 million cases a year. So this trust fund only was doing a couple of hundred cases or a couple of thousand when there's really millions out there. I know what you're talking about. I have a pretty good idea. But like I said, it sounds great, and it's just freaking ridiculous because, like I said, the court clerk's like, yeah, I put the money at the end of the day, like electronically wire it through this trust fund. Yeah, and it's like they're putting it into a bank. Yeah, and
well, this guy was actually getting checks. When he was doing his claims.
The check. Dude,
I understand that. I know that. But
so you have no clue. He's a fucking liar, okay? I'll play it from the safe point of ground and say he's a fucking liar. Now prove he's not. Because almost every human being I ever met, they got an angle. They're trying to cut an angle. There's an angle going on here. Where's his angle? What's in it for him? Why is he doing that?
Yeah, it was just a Yahoo group. Sounds like your dog got injured. There you go, Angela.
Okay. What happened with your dog?
No, that's one of the puppies.
Oh my God.
I got like 12 of them. No, she was just...
Okay, you can mute me out now.
All right, thank you. And next up is Donaldson.
Yeah,
go ahead, Donaldson. And then we have King Coffee.
Oh no, we don't.
And
we got about 2 more minutes, and I'm going to bed. It's 1:30.
Hey, Carl, my question is about basically the courts and regarding the lower courts and then the appeals court. And this question is really, I read that the lower courts cannot hear the issues of fact, but they can hear the issues of law. And then they have to move those issues of fact over to, that's why it's all declaration on paper. And then when they move it to the appeals court, then you can have your oral argument. How do you feel about that?
It depends, man. Where are you talking about? What state, what county, whatever? Are you talking about city, municipal, state, county?
Yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, is not an answer. Was it city?
I get what you're saying. Okay,
is it New York City court system? Is it New York State court system?
No, well, I mean, it's any court system, really. I'm talking about...
No, it's not, dude. It's not any court system. It's a specific court system, dude. Which one are you talking about in specific?
Well, what
are you saying in the state
system?
court?
I'm talking about the structure of the legal system in our country.
You're telling me okay, the only thing that almost every court that I've ever dealt with gives a shit about is the facts. They couldn't care less about the law.
Okay.
The law never appears in a court. I've never seen the law actually literally appear in a court. When I go to court, like even if it's a stupid traffic ticket, I say every single thing that this policeman is saying, the facts of the case are totally true. If this is what he witnessed, who am I to call him a fucking liar? He's a good, godly man. He's telling the truth. Even if he says there's 700 space aliens dancing on the hood of my car, I don't care. He's a good, godly man. He was telling the truth. Who am I to argue and saying that man's a liar? If that's what he's bearing witness, if that's what he saw, if he saw Jesus Christ, I believe him. Is that what you saw, pal? Fine. You saw 300 aliens on my head? Great, lovely. Whatever makes you happy. You know, what the hell does the facts have to do with anything? Where is the law? What law did I break? So for you to say that the only man ever appears in court is the law, that's ridiculous.
No, what I said was that the courts, the reason why I think we can't get arguments, oral arguments in these administrative proceedings is because of the fact that they're not there to hear the facts or any of that, but they can hear questions of law. But if you go in there and say, I'm a man, isn't that a fact? The judge can't hear a fact. He's only there dealing with...
In an administrative court, an administrative court, it's very simple. There's an act of the legislative body of the state government or the United States government, and they create a public law, okay? And then that public law gets enrolled, and it becomes codified. They get a team of attorneys down there, they take the public law, and they codify it. And they say, this is the codes. So when you go into an administrative court, you're going under some sort of code violation based upon the public law. You're not going in there based upon the law. You're going on there based upon a violation of a code, not doing, not exactly. Violating or committing a public wrong to the public law.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you, and I think that's right along those lines. Since we're there for a violation of a public law, and we're
so when you're saying you're going into an administrative court, and you can't argue, you can't what? You can't bring your point of view into the court.
Sure, you can in declaration.
Yeah. No,
you can argue in my readings, right? And now keep in mind that I intend on going into the system of court soon, physically taking my body in there to handle some of my issues. But I'm planning on opening up my own court, of course. But the idea was that I was thinking through the oral argument aspect of it that I would want to kind of like really put my best effort in the writing phase, and then leave it very simple and not really say much in the administrative proceeding. But then if it ever got beyond that, I could then begin to engage on
it. Get beyond what? What are you talking about?
If my writing isn't enough, if my writing isn't enough, Carl, my question is, if my writing isn't enough, well then why would I need to say anything? I should be able to put my true facts and law in the writing, and I shouldn't have to say a word. The judge is competent.
But again, dude, whose law?
Well, mine.
Okay. You're confusing the crap out of me. You're saying you're going into an administrative hearing, right?
Right.
Okay, how are you bringing your law into an administrative hearing? If it's your law, it's your beliefs. It's not administrative.
That's true.
Okay. So
I would bring it in through an administrative procedure called the commercial affidavit process.
What?
Yeah, why not? It's all commerce.
Dude, you created something called the commercial affidavit process?
I didn't have to. On an individual tip, but on a mass scale, yes, we as people did.
No, you did. Look, dude, like Rod Class said it great the other day when he was on Angela's show. He says the judge in Ohio said the same thing the United States court said to him in Washington, D.C. Dude, that's not your Constitution. That's not your procedures. This is not your codes. Who gives a rat's ass how you interpret somebody else's Constitution, somebody else's code book, somebody else's procedures? You're not certified. You're not authorized to use this stuff. You're not competent. We're not to sit here and listen to your ridiculous interpretations of something that is not yours.
Got it. Can I move on to a different question that this goes into?
Not me. Rod Class said that, and he said that a little old lady judge said that to him in Ohio in a traffic court 15 years ago. And the United States court judges said that to him last year. You can't use our stuff. You could interpret the Constitution, the Bible, however you want to make you happy. Are you a constitutionalist expert? Now, are you certified? Did you go to law school for like 17 years and you're an expert in administrative law? No. Then we don't give a damn what your opinion is of commercial administrative processes. We don't care.
So
And
you're
they shouldn't.
so this.
Just
What
like
you're saying is
iPhones.
that the writing doesn't matter, though, right? So writing has no bearing on my case.
No, dude. Because if you're coming into their world and into their code world, and you're trying to interpret their code, it's written in the code for a reason, to keep people like you from knowing what the hell it means. So he's like, I figured out your code. It's like, dude, we don't give a damn if you think you figured out our code. It's our freaking code. It's the code of Virginia, 1950. It's the code of Texas, 1983. It's the code of Alabama, 1975. We don't care what you think this code is. We don't care what you think this code is interpreted to. We don't care. It's written in a code.
Gotcha, but it's my understanding that the law can constantly be changed by the people's will.
I didn't say law. I said code. You're going to administrative hearing.
No. When you say code, it's the same thing.
It's an administrative hearing based upon a code. You're not the code decipherer. I'm not. If I was them, I would tell you the same thing. Where are you getting this from? It's like, I got.
So we can't argue facts of codes in the courts. We can't go in there and say, hey, that code right there, it doesn't really apply to me.
That's right. How do you know it doesn't?
We can't argue that. Yeah.
How do you know it doesn't? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But you know what? Regardless, one way or the other, we don't give a rat's ass because you're not a lawyer. You're not a code decipherer.
That brings me to this next issue is the competency thing. If I'm not a lawyer and I'm not competent, then there must be a procedure. You're saying, wait a sec, they gave me a birth certificate, they called me man, right? They're the ones calling me a child and an infant and all these different things, and I even learned that I was a man from reading the Bible. Well, Christ's sakes, who the hell am I? Am I really a man?
It's not, dude, that Bible ain't you either.
Well, the man word comes from the Bible, though. See, that's confusing, Carl.
Dude, are you telling me Aborigines in Australia have the word, they've got their interpretation of the word man from a Bible? Tell me, for real, dude. No, for real. What's up the hell?
I don't have knowledge like that.
It's ridiculous. You're telling me they don't have a word for man because they don't have the Judeo-Christian Bible. That's ridiculous.
Oh. Okay, I get you.
The word man didn't come from no freaking Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're going on
so
and
you're saying
on.
this word...
I mean, you're probably a lovely man. I mean, you're probably a really nice guy, but, dude, come on.
Well, we have to appreciate the simplicity of these questions, right?
You've got to appreciate what?
I'm asking real simple questions because I think that, there's probably listeners that are...
These are beyond convoluted and ridiculous.
Okay,
he said he's going to the administrative court. You can't argue the facts. You can only argue the law. I said that's ridiculous. It's not your law to argue.
I said I have read that, and I was wondering how you felt about that.
You read it from who?
Well, a first-year legal writing and analysis in the law textbook for law students.
And I could give a rat's ass what somebody else wrote, and somebody wrote some satanic Bible, and somebody wrote
It's insightful, though. It's insightful.
It's insightful. Somebody wrote some satanic Bible, and you're going to quote me from some crazy satanic Bible. Like, oh, look, I read some satanic Bible, and this is what they said. I don't give a damn.
We're going to move
on. What do you believe?
Donald?